Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Terry Van Alstyne. I'm a naturopathic doctor and I believe the body can heal itself when given the proper tools. I am going to talk about brain biochemistry today. Neurotransmitters, what affects our mood, our anxiety, our sleep, our weight, and how to address these. But first, I want to mention again that I'm launching a life-changing healing wellness and detoxification online course. It's either 6 weeks or 12 weeks. It starts May 26th. I'm taking a small group, step by step, back to optimal weight, optimal health, optimal energy. We're going to be addressing the top 7, in my opinion, causes of poor energy, poor health, and being overweight. And these are poor diet, lack of nutrients, toxicity, stress, pathogenic microbes like bacteria, viruses, fungus, and parasites, negative thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions, and lack of movement and exercise. So if you are interested, if you need my help, please message me and we'll set up a call and see if my program's the right one for you. So about the brain. Serotonin is one of the key neurotransmitters in the brain. They're all key, but it's one that everybody has probably heard about. And when serotonin is low, we're going to experience depression, anxiety, and insomnia. And when it's low, we're going to crave the foods that actually make serotonin in the brain. And these are carbohydrates, sugar, and chocolate. And when we take antidepressants, all they do is recycle what little serotonin is already there. They don't allow it to be broken down, which it normally would be. And so they recycle what little is there. There's always side effects to any drug, including antidepressants. And the one serious side effect is that it actually causes permanent brain damage and early dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or MS, or something like that, as do all the other psychoactive drugs that affect the brain. So what we need to do is feed the brain, feed the serotonin system so that we can produce enough. And so certain nutrients do that. And that is fish oil is very important, calcium, magnesium, vitamin B6 specifically, but vitamin B12 is required for all neurological support, and selenium, and for serotonin, 5-HTP, as well as folic acid, which should be in the body-ready form called methylfolate, or if there's a genetic issue caused by Epstein-Barr virus, which most of us have, then we need adenosine methylcobalamin. No, methylcobalamin is B12. We need adenosine methylfolate for folic acid instead of regular folic acid. That's the best form, adenosine methylfolate. So this way, by feeding the serotonin system, we increase our mood to normal, we get rid of anxiety, and we allow ourselves to sleep properly. And sleep is absolutely essential in order to detoxify and in order to heal. If we don't get enough sleep, it's going to actually shorten our lives for so many reasons. We need that time to regenerate ourselves, to rebuild and renovate the inside of us. So the next neurotransmitter is dopamine. When dopamine is low, we experience addictions. So anybody that has an addictive personality or is addicted to anything, and there's certain foods that actually cause us to be addicted to, and even potato chips, they add chemicals to make us addicted to them. Have you noticed you can't stop eating until you finish the entire bag? Pretty bad. They're also, of course, trans fats because they're deep fried. Anything that's at high heat turns into a trans fat. So dopamine needs to be increased. And the foods that do that are aged cheese, red wine, salt, and nuts. They increase dopamine. So if you're craving those foods, that's also a sign that your dopamine is low, potentially. And so there's also depression involved in a dopamine deficiency. And so people are put on antidepressants, and again, it just recycles the what little dopamine is there and does not improve the situation. Most drugs actually, if they work at all, they only improve the situation maybe by 1 or 2%, which is pretty low compared to the amount of side effects they cause. And because there are petrochemicals and heavy metals in them, they're also making us more toxic and killing us slowly. And again, any psychoactive drug that supports dopamine or anything else in the brain is going to damage the brain permanently and cause early Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and dementia. Okay, so it's really important to get off these drugs, to wean off slowly with the help of a professional, and to take the nutrients to build up whatever's low. And you can test all those levels with certain blood or urine tests to see where you're at, or you just go by symptoms. So for dopamine, we also need B6, we need the calcium and magnesium, the adenosyl methylfolate, which is the body-ready form of folic acid, and we need tyrosine, as well as selenium, and I think that's it. So a few things, and sometimes you can find them all in one product. And Pure Encapsulations has a couple of phenomenal products that I love. One is Dopa Plus for raising dopamine, one is Sero Plus for raising serotonin, and the other is called NeuroPure to raise both serotonin and dopamine. So they contain all of the precursors needed in good amounts to get great results. And it is very important to wean slowly off of any medication that you're taking so that your body can adjust properly. The third neurotransmitter is GABA. And GABA, when it's low, you're going to be experiencing anxiety. And you can actually take GABA as a supplement. All of the other nutrients I mentioned, including fish oil, are super important too for general brain function. But if you do need GABA for anxiety, then that is one that you can take. L-theanine can help as well to calm the nervous system and calm you and impact the GABA as well. So signs of GABA deficiency as well include carbohydrate cravings, muscle tension, night sweats, and a rapid heart rate, as well as restlessness, dread, a short temper, phobias, emotional instability or immaturity, poor memory, and impulsive and disorganized. So if you have any of those symptoms, it could be a GABA deficiency. So again, you can take GABA in a supplement, which would be very, very beneficial. And it would work to lower or remove any of those symptoms. The key for brain health and body health is that we eat often. We need to be eating tons of fruits and vegetables every day and throughout the day. We need to feed ourselves glucose. And the sugar, the fructose that's in fruit is not something to be afraid of. We need it to feed glucose. It is mixed in with fiber and with all the other phytochemicals and nutrients that are then delivered to every cell in the body to fuel our cells, and that glucose is needed to get those nutrients into the cells. If we starve ourselves of glucose, our body does not function properly. And what happens is the adrenal glands have to secrete more adrenaline to act as glucose so that we don't die, and that adrenaline is corroding the liver and all the other organs and glands. It's damaging the pancreas. It sets us up for diabetes. So we can't starve ourselves. We have to be feeding ourselves on a regular basis and packing lots of fruits and vegetables, fruit smoothies, making salads, taking those with us for lunch, having healthy snacks like homemade hummus with very low oil, because oils and fats will corrode or oxidize the heavy metals that are in our brain. And we all have them because we're loaded with heavy metals from the pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, rodenticides, the heavy metals in our water, the heavy metals that are in every prescription drug that we take, including antibiotics, the heavy metals that are added to immune injections that we're all given. So it's making us toxic, and the heavy metals are causing neurological damage. They're impacting our memory, they're impacting our brain and nervous system. If you ever feel numbness and tingling, that is another sign of neurological impact from potentially heavy metals, definitely, probably heavy metals, definitely toxicity in the blood. And so when those fats and oils interact with the heavy metals in our brain, which oxidize or rust those metals, that causes a short circuiting of the neurons in the brain. And that can lead to seizures, memory issues, any kind of mental impact. So it is so important to detoxify, and it's so important to follow a proper detoxification protocol that's gentle but effective and includes a heavy metal component, which is what my healing and detoxification program does. So thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. We can heal when we give our body the tools it needs. Please let me know if I can help you by guiding you on a life-changing journey with my core healing and detoxification program. Thank you.